There's a road runs through this town, tells a story. It's got me exactly where I'm supposed to be. And if you're thinking of me, well, don't be worried, 'cause I'm as happy as you are, surely soon to see. And I say, come over, just come on over, you'll say. Yeah, I say, come over, come on over, you'll say. Yeah, I say, come over, just come on over, you'll see what we have here. Soon as you get moving, yeah, the sooner I can prove it, yeah. Well, we got fields growing wild along the river. There's lots of critters that blaze a trail through my backyard. And there's trees growing tall which surround me. All this wildlife waiting for you and I to come on board. And I say, come over, just come on over, you'll say.
Partnership with Portland High School and the Portland Town Hall. This is our, what is this, Frank? Is this our June show, huh?
This is June.
This is June, so it
Alrighty.
is our June show. After the Memorial Day weekend, and now we're starting to get into graduations and all that kind of good stuff. And very, very shortly, we're going to be getting into our concert season down at the Riverfront. So with us this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Frank Winiski, who is basically the coordinator of design down at the Brownstone Quorum, and is instrumental he's the design chair and has been with the Brownstone Quorum since its inception, and developing the Riverfront Park and all that, the amenities that are down there now. So welcome, Frank. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
So you guys been busy down there, and I think
Always busy.
Basically where the park is now from where it's come from, it's been, man, I tell you, you've done a yeoman's job down there. So
Yeah, it's hard to even imagine at this point in time. Sometimes I look at pictures of how it used to be 10, 11 years ago, and even I am amazed by the transformation. I think people who have been living in Portland for quite a while, can recognize the change that has happened down at the river. But yeah, it's quite nice now for various events. We have the summer concert series that are going to be coming up the end, or should I say the last 3 weeks of July.
Okay.
And actually the first 2 weeks of August. So it's 5 weeks consecutive.
Okay. And that's every Tuesday night,
So
correct?
that will be Tuesday nights, and I can review the schedule if you like.
Sure. Yeah.
For people, I think most people, would know at this point where the park is located. Maybe you can give a description of
Sure.
maybe the general location for people not familiar with the area.
Yeah, I mean, basically the Brownstone Park, is adjacent right to the the Quarry Park and Riverfront, okay, which has been in operation now for, geez, I think, man, I'm telling you, that's got to be almost
a little bit longer than the park's been in existence, because we started the park after the quarries were cleaned up and after the Quarry Park started.
Yeah.
So that was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah,
So.
I was going to say, and that has been a huge improvement. And obviously the Brownstone Quorum, put on a big initiative in developing that Riverfront Park and doing a lot of brush cleaning and so forth. And when that started, it was just basically a kind of a a road that went up past the Co Avenue pumping station, and
Right.
all overgrown. Now you've been able to clean that out. Now you've got a nice riverfront vista there to where you can see out onto the river. You have basically the first major improvement obviously was the pavilion, okay, that was put in, so people that can now rent it, okay, to do. You've had weddings down there, you've had picnics down there, you've had graduation parties down there.
That's right.
You have many things. And then I think the next initiative was basically the stage that you put in. When we first started, it was basically just kind of a crushed stone and a couple brownstone blocks, and
That's right.
used to roll. Remember, we used to roll out the carpets every concert.
We did.
So forth. So now we have that permanent structure, and the last obviously improvement is the restrooms, which are now in place, the modular restrooms, and so forth. So you guys have done a phenomenal job as far as that goes. The concerts. I think this is what, the 4th year in the concerts.
I'm thinking maybe 5.
Okay,
But
I think you.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping track of that because there's so much to keep track of. But basically, for people not familiar with the Portland area, if you were traveling down Main Street and you by the Brownstone School on Main Street,
Or the post office.
and in between the school and the post office is Middlesex Avenue. Coming from the Middletown area would be on the left-hand
Left-hand
side.
side.
Go down Middlesex Avenue short ways, take another left.
To the end, yeah.
then go down a little hill, and there's a dirt driveway on the right-hand side with a sign that says Riverfront Park. So if you were to go right down in there, that's where it's located. There's improvements going on from year to year, so every season we have more things to offer, more improvements down at the park. What started out as a basic kind of scrub grass and overgrown woody field now is a beautiful field where people go to enjoy the river. As you said, they rent the pavilion for parties, weddings, whatever. People should contact, if they're interested in rentals, Portland Park and Rec Department for that. And they can give you all the rental information that you would need. But basically we have a summer concert series now that will begin July 16th is the first one. Now this is a series that is run by the Brownstone Quorum in conjunction with the town of Portland. Now we have a number of sponsors that I think the list is growing as we speak, and I think we'll have it ready shortly for display. I think we're coming up with a banner for Main Street, but we want to thank all the sponsors who have contributed to the summer concert series, and we will announce those people at the series. Now the first one will be July 16th, and we have a band called Nashville Drive for the first band. That's a Connecticut-based country band. I guess according to their website, they play all the popular country hits, and it should be a good show. They look like they've been around for a while, and they have a good selection to play.
And now the concerts begin at 6:30.
6:30 is the start.
Yeah, on the start time. Yep.
And of course, no admission. It would be great if people could donate whatever you can to help keep the concerts going. We really do appreciate the support. July 23rd, which is the next Tuesday. These are all on Tuesday nights, by the way. July 23rd would be the Great Hill Mountain Band, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with.
Portland's own, yes.
One of
The
Portland's
Gilmet
great
Boys.
bands, a premier country group. And of course, July 30th is our next famous Portland group, Michael Cleary Band,
Yep.
who everyone knows, and they also have their variety of original and cover tunes that they play.
And they have a great following.
Mike
also.
is a great player, and he's been around a while, and he knows his stuff. August 6th, we have a group called Last Licks, which is a classic rock group. According to the website, they do all the big hits from Groups like Rush, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Cheap Trick, Aerosmith, Van Halen, on and on. That should be real good. The August 13th and scheduled last concert is a group called Fleetwood Mac, and not Mac, but Macked, spelled M-A-C-K-E-D. This is billed as the ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute band, and according to their website, they are the most authentic.
Yeah.
As far as the number of songs they do, the type of music they play, the costumes, the look, everything is as authentic as they can make it, and I guess that's they bill themselves as the best in the United States. So that should be a good show.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, for any concerts, of course, the weather's just been so unpredictable. I mean, it's amazing we've had a few nice days here.
Yeah, I
It's
know. The
great.
sunshine, what's that all about?
I know, it's
My
almost like,
God.
what?
Yeah.
But in case we do have any of these dates that are rained out, and you could call Portland Park and Rec if there's any question about that. But
They have the hotline, which is on the Park and Rec site, that you can call and so forth.
But if there's a rain date that is necessary, we have rain dates added to the end of the season. So the shows that will be canceled have agreed to come back after August 13th, so for the following Tuesday, and if necessary, the one after that too would be the rain dates. The only thing about the rain dates is because it's late in the season, they will start a half an hour earlier. So rather than 6:30, it would be 6. That's the only thing.
And the bands play pretty much till dusk, as far as...
You know, I mean, the bands have been great. They will keep playing as long as people keep clapping, basically. And, and the sunsets on the river, but in the park, are something to see too. If we have a nice night,
Sure, absolutely.
It's just unbelievable when the sun starts to set on the river. It's beautiful. You bring a chair, bring a blanket, bring your picnic food. I think some food will be available. I've heard that a food truck may be there.
Okay. Is the ice cream going to be there this year? Or you don't know
That's
that?
always a popular thing.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure about the ice cream. That was in the past sponsored by
Liberty Bank.
Liberty Bank.
Yes, yes.
Now, this year, I have not heard about that, so I cannot promise that.
Okay, all right. Well, I think, from that standpoint, I mean, that's just some of the many activities, obviously for the summer season has been growing every year. The attendance, I know, we were discussing before the show, anywhere from 500 to 800 people, that show up on a Tuesday night. And so forth. So that's huge,
right.
And it's a nice night out. It's the ambience down there is you've got the river vistas right overlooking the river. They're beautiful but the Riverfront Park itself, I think, is it's kind of Portland's jewel. I think the activities that you guys have been building year after year. I know every year that you do the Haunted Trail and so forth, and you've just that has been expanded every year, and that has been a huge team effort, and it's been a great fundraiser.
Well, that's a little bit of a jump from the summer concert series to the end of the season and in the fall season. But we can mention that
Sure.
This year, the Haunted Trail, which is becoming so popular, every year we get more and more and more people. And that's not only for kids, it's we've had just as many adults as kids in the past few years, but we run that, I think this is the 7th year now, and we run that for the smaller kids, and that's unusual because there aren't many places around that have activities for the really young kids.
Yeah.
But we will run it from 3 to 6 for the real young kids and the families.
That's the matinee.
You could say that. And we have a variety of games and activities set up, and the high school kids will come and help us out. And thanks very much to the Key Club at Portland High for doing that, helping us out every year. And they will have a lot of games available in the pavilion area for the kids, and the parents can walk around the trail, and it's not very scary at that time. For the kids, and they have a great time. $6, I mean, in the past years, I think we're going to raise it this year to $7, only because our prices, like everything else, are increasing
Sure.
more and more and more, and we've tried to keep it down as much as possible so families can afford it.
Sure.
But 6:30 is when it starts for the adults and the older kids, the teens and so on. And as I said, we've had probably just as many adults who have come as the kids in past years. And it's been just growing and growing in popularity, unbelievable. And we get a good number of people who set up on the trail and just transform that trail into something that's just out of this world. You'd have to see
And
it to
scary,
believe it.
too.
Some people think so.
Yeah, well, you know.
But if anyone is interested in seeing past pictures of any of the concerts, any of the haunted trail activities that have gone on, go to the Brownstone Quorum Facebook page, and you can check out a lot of the pictures from past events there.
Oh, okay.
This year, I should mention, the trail will occur October 12th,
Okay.
which is the weekend after the Portland Fair.
Okay. And now your latest initiative, I think, was you guys just just have finished the Labyrinth. Okay.
We've had, for people who have contributed for bricks, now we've been selling engraved bricks as a fundraiser for the Labyrinth for a number of years now. We have been saving your checks, and we've been saving up the list, so don't fear that you've been lost. The Labyrinth is under construction, and we've been held up quite a bit because of the weather. It's been so lousy starting last fall into the winter, and now the spring has been so wet, it's kept us from construction for quite a while. But now we're trying to get going on that, and hopefully by, I'd say, fall, we are hoping to get the majority of the construction done, and then we'll start laying in the groundwork for the bricks. So bricks will be included in the plan, and everyone who has sent in forms for their brick will have a brick that's inlaid in the walkway. Those forms are still available, I believe, at the town hall, the library.
Yeah, they're in the
It
town
used to
clerk's
be
office.
The town clerk,
yeah.
right. We had some at Sarah's restaurant also, which I have to refill, but those are still available. So people still have a chance to buy those if they're interested. But the Labyrinth should be really nice for a variety of activities once it's done.
Yeah.
That's our latest project in the park. So
Yeah, I think from that standpoint, I think the activities, and like I say, I think this coming weekend, the Disaster Restoration is running the Family Day down there, okay, which will be down at the park, and there will be many activities. In fact, Tammy was supposed to come on tonight, but they had a crew that was going out to Texas to deal with a lot of their inclement weather and tornadoes out there and so forth. So unfortunately, she had things to attend to in that, but she was going to talk about that. But DRS, which is one of our companies that are in our Portland Industrial Park instrument, she does a lot for that. And the funds raised for that are going to one of the burn hospitals and so forth for burns. So that
definitely a worthy cause.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, basically, the other thing that you're involved in, as far as that goes, and you're responsible for, is our coffee house open mic nights.
That's another project we have currently on the table. And,
there's no moss growing under your feet, my God.
Oh, never. Perfectly clean on
Yes.
the bottom.
Yes.
I have a press release that I usually send in for that, which I'll refer to just so I don't forget anything. But basically, we came up with this idea in conjunction with the Portland Lions Club, and the town is sponsoring this new idea for a fundraiser for the Lions Club, which is a open mic coffee house. The idea behind this is we have noticed that there are a number of other towns in the vicinity have open mics. And this is a situation where people will come in, musicians or any kind of performer. We've had poets, we've had stand-up comics. We'll come in and sign up on a list, and then we'll take people off the list, and they'll have a certain amount of time. Usually with the performers, it's 2 songs or, say 8 to 10 minutes to do their thing. And, then we'll run through the list and people can come in, grab a bite to eat. We have a variety of baked goods for sale.
Mm-hmm.
We have usually a main dish that's available for people. The Waverly Center, where this is located, and this will occur, by the way, every second Friday of the month, starting at 6 o'clock. The Waverly Center is set up cafe style.
Yes, you've done a phenomenal job.
It's a beautiful setting, and the acoustics, I think, are good. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it
Dave
does.
has been helping out.
Yeah, no, we've been doing the sound for you.
And I think people enjoy the way it sounds and the way it looks, and we've had a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, I think the overall, as we musicians, the overall vibe is very good. I mean, you got your cafe style tables with your checker tablecloths and your tea lights, and it's very quaint, and it's an atmosphere that's really conducive to make the performers feel comfortable, and it's also to the point where guests that come in just to watch, it's just a fun night out. You have food, you have coffee, you have desserts and so forth, and the Lions Club is one of the newer initiatives in town. As far as that goes, they really put on a big push this last year in gaining membership and so forth, and that's been one of their big initiatives, and that's worked out very well, I think. And it's like anything, when you start, it takes time to build it up. But I think I was impressed, with the first 2 nights that you had out there. You had some really good quality performers. Okay.
Well, if Dave is impressed, that means we're doing something right.
No, I really am. And the variety is the genre has been more folk acoustic and some bluegrass and so forth. So which has been awesome. I think from that standpoint, it's been very enjoyable, and I think the people that are there, it goes from 6 to 9, and it's. It's 3 hours of some good entertainment and some good camaraderie, and right. I think it's the atmosphere there, at the Waverly Center, which is the old senior center, right. or whatever. I always call it the senior center, but right. I'm old school, so to go from there. But I think the way you've been able to transform that, and it really has come out nice.
Well, the idea about the Waverly Center name changes is, of course, because it's not just a senior center. It's actually a community center. It's used for a variety of activities, meetings, and different events that happen there.
Sure.
So it kind of does double duty in a way. I want to point out also that the open mic is a family-centered event. Mm-hmm. We keep it G-rated for any performers coming in, mm-hmm. so children are welcome. We have a set of rules and guidelines, for the performers coming in, so they know what to expect or whatever. And so far, everyone has just been great. We've had some terrific, unbelievable performers that have come in. The quality of the music is just really top notch. Yeah,
and it's a great venue for people to play, even if you're not experienced. We've been very blessed with some very experienced performers, but we've had some people that, a couple of our acts, hey, this is the first time playing in front of public. And, the audience is just so welcoming. And, that's
the idea of an open mic. It's great for people who are amateurs and
exactly
starting out, and you want to get your, feet wet and try your hand in front of an audience. This is the place to do it. People will love you no matter what.
Oh, yes.
That's the way it is.
And that's the thing. They're so encouraging, and like I say, the atmosphere and the vibe is just very welcoming, and I think it's and it's going to get better as like I say, we've only had 2 and so forth. The next one is going to be better. I told you that unfortunately I have to do graduation on the next one, so I won't be there. But
we'll try to do.
You're going to have plug it in and get her done. But that's great.
And that will be June 14th.
That's June 14th. Yep. And just to bring folks up on some of the events around town. Obviously, our Portland High School graduation is going to be June 14th, and that's going to be in the parking area at Portland High School and so forth. This is the class of 2019. We have, I think, this year's graduating class. We are over 100 this year. So, and normally they're down to the 80 or 90, but we've got a bulging population.
A little bit more than it was when I graduated.
Yes, as
we
well.
We just had our class reunion last year.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you what year it was.
And so forth. So that's that. We got some great stuff happening. The high school baseball team is into the finals in the state. I think they've done phenomenally well. The Portland High golf team is second to none. They're very, very competitive and so forth, and they're in the state finals, so there's a lot happening. The seniors, just an FYI, the seniors just had their senior class trip. They went to the city of brotherly love down in Philadelphia, so they had a great time, and I was informed that the seniors, the bus drivers and the bus company was so impressed with the students that they were the most behaved, best polite, and so forth. So that's kudos to that, and kudos to all of the chaperones that make it all happen as far as that goes. So which is cool. So. Well, great, Frank. I appreciate you coming on. The Riverfront concerts are going to be coming July 16th, starting the Tuesday night, and they begin at 6:30 down at the Riverfront Park on Brownstone Avenue. So if you're coming up Main Street, take a left at the post office between the Brownstone School, and go all the way to the end, and you can't miss it. Just follow the signs and so forth. So great bands, great atmosphere. You've got great views, the vistas of the river and so forth, and get your picnic lunch, your lawn chair, come on down and have a great time. So anyway, thanks for coming on, Frank.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And for right now, our Portland on the Move show, we had our Memorial Day Parade, which was at last Sunday on the 30th. Was it the 30th?
30th.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't the 30th. It was the 26th, whatever. But it was Sunday. We had a great parade. This year, again, for the third year in a row, we had Sergeant Dan Clark perform. Sarah Sterry Rudder and her whole parade committee do a yeoman's job putting the annual Memorial Day Parade together. This is the third year they were able to get Sergeant Dan Clark, who is also known as the Singing Trooper. He's a retired sergeant in the Massachusetts State Police, also a retired sergeant from the United States Marine Corps, but he is known as the Singing Trooper. Him and his wife come down and they do a great job singing the patriotic songs. We closed down Main Street and so forth. Mr. John Clark came over and filmed the parade this year and so forth, and we're going to play that for you right now. And that show is, in fact, the Sunday after, or the Monday after the Sunday show. Dan sang at Fenway Park for their seventh inning stretch. He always opens for he sings at the Boston Marathon, and does shows up and down the East Coast. So he travels down, and this, like I say, this is the third year in a row. So without any further ado, we're going to turn it over to Sergeant Dan Clark, our Memorial Day festivities here at the town of Portland for the 2019 season, honoring our veterans. And the parade is sponsored by our Ornate Post of American Legion, Ornate Post number 69, and they do a great job putting that event together. Had a great ceremony behind the town hall at the Veterans Memorial Park. So enjoy, sit back and relax. So take it away, Kevin, in there.
As a United States Marine, obviously I take the greatest pride in my service, but I have the greatest respect for all of those men and women who have served, who are serving, who have given their lives in the defense of this great nation. Now, you know my hymn, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. If you serve in the United States Army, you may know your hymn to be Caissons Go Rolling, along. They changed the word just a little bit. It's now called Army First to Fight, but the tune Caisson's still the same. If you served in the iconic United States Navy, your hymn has always been Anchors Away. If you served in the United States Air Force or Army Air Corps, your hymn, Wild Blue Yonder. Now, in addition to this group of men and women who not only guard our shores, but they are deployed to combat venues all over the world. Their hymn is Semper Paratus. I'm talking about the United States Coast Guard. And then finally, there is a group of men and women who were long forgotten, until an act of Congress in 1988 ordered that they will also be recognized as veterans. I'm talking about the men and women of the United States Merchant Marines. For you see, they were forced to take our boys overseas, supplies, boots, bullets, bandages. Many times they were sunk by enemy submarines right off the coast of the United States. Well, they have him also, heave ho, my lads, heave ho. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would respectfully request, when I sing your hymn, if you have served, if you've had a family member who has served, been married to a serviceman or servicewoman, please do me this favor. You don't have to stand up, but when I sing your hymn, at least put your paw in the air so I can properly recognize you. The order of military hymns today is going to be the Merchant Marines, the Coast Guard, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and then the United States Marine Corps. Here we go. Do I have any Merchant Marines on deck? Merchant Marines, where are you? I'm looking for you. Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long pull with the hatches full, braving the wind, braving the sea, fighting a treacherous foe. Heave-ho, my lads, heave-ho. Though the seas blow high and low, we can cross any ocean, sail any river. Give us those goods, and we'll deliver down the submarines. We're the men of the Merchant Marine. Anybody from the Coast Guard? Where's my Coast Guard? Anybody? Coast Guard. We're always ready for a call. We place our trust in thee. Through howling gale and shout to win a victory. Semper Paratus is a God, a pledge and motto too. We're always ready to or die. Like Coast Guard, we fight for you, Army. Of course, to fight for the right and to build a nation's might, and the Army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fight until the battle's won, and the Army goes rolling along. But it's high, high, hey, the Army's on its way. Call up your cadence, shout strong. 2, 3, oh, and have out. You will always know that the Army goes rolling along. Navy, anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys we say at break of day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam until we meet once more. Is wish you a happy voyage home, Air Force. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, flying high into the sun. Oh, down we dive, spout airplanes from under, head to mud, in the guard. Off we go, ascending to meet our thunder, up in one hell of a roar. We live in faith, or down in flame, up is up the U.S. Air Force. All right, Marines, get on your feet. From the halls of Montezuma up to the shores of Tripoli, oh, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and the sea. Oh, first to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
Let's hear it for the American Legion Color Guard, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. And also Miss Mackenzie Kelsey and Mr. Tom Pelton. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Corey Ann Armstrong, bagpiper, U.S. Navy veteran, accompanied by Gabriel and Claire Armstrong. How about a nice round of applause for our bagpipers, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Ann Armstrong, accompanied by Gabriel and Claire Armstrong. Thank you so much. Next, ladies and gentlemen, to give it up for the Patriot Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, the Patriot Guard, okay, they're out there on every event. They accompany the wreaths across America every year. We certainly do appreciate all of their commitment and all of their talent, ladies and gentlemen. They do a great job honoring our servicemen, both here and abroad. Thank you, guys. Good job. Excellent. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Army National Guard, HHC 143. Okay, the Sergeant First Class, Philip Sherman. Thank you, gentlemen, for supporting our parade this year. We appreciate it. I can't believe that Humvee has air conditioning in it now. All right, our National Guard, HHC 143. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Sergeant First Class, Oath Sherman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is our parade marshal. If you would give it up for Mr. Perry Coleus. He is our World War II veteran, okay, served with the 135th Engineer Combat Battalion in northern France, Rhineland, Germany, in the Battle of the Bulge. So Perry has seen it all, and Perry, we certainly do thank you for your service. And there's Perry's daughter right there with her. All right, fantastic. Paris, how old are you now? He is 94 years young, ladies and gentlemen. How about a nice round of applause once again, Mr. Perry Coleus. All right. Thank you for your service. And he is chauffeured by Mr. Ben Serb, okay, one of our Board of Selectmen. And next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Herman Showers, 1946 Willis Jeep. Oh yeah, runs like a clock. Fantastic. Awesome. They don't make them like that anymore. Fantastic. You can't even hear the thing running. Fantastic. Oh yeah. All right, next, ladies and gentlemen, our Board of Selectmen, if you would, give it a nice round of applause. They're all marching today, and also with our state representative, okay, Miss Christy Carpino. There we have Mr. Mike Pelton, our first selectman, Miss Susan Bransfield, Mr. Jim Tripp, righty, and there's Christy, our town clerk. Mr. Lou Pear, okay, Mr. Ralph Zampano, and then Mr. Rick Charlotte. Guys, come on up here. You got to get up here on the stage here. Come on. Oh, and we have Senator Norm Needleman. Okay. I didn't recognize you behind those foster grants. I know you were running late. I'm glad you got here, Norm. Thank you so much. All righty. And I want to congratulate Mr. Jim Tripp. His daughter was voted the valedictorian for this year's 2019 Portland High School. Congratulations, Jim. You and Liz. Fantastic. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Portland Exchange Club. Come on up, guys. Come on up here. Don't be bashful. And the Portland Exchange Club, ladies and gentlemen, is our Give a Kid a Flag. And Mimi, you look great out there. Fantastic. And every year, the Portland Exchange Club has one of their initiatives, which is called Give a Kid a Flag. And they're here every year. And we have Dave Thompson in there, okay, doing the chauffeuring, okay. And Jamie and his wife are always here and so forth. And Deb Suska. And next, ladies and gentlemen, right after our Portland Exchange Club, give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for our award-winning Portland High School Marching Band under the direction of the newly coiffed Miss Kristen Novak. All right. Kristen cut off the locks a couple of weeks ago. You look great, Kristen. Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Portland High School Marching Band. They're looking very dapper. Hi, Susan. How are you?
Very well. It's a beautiful day. Hi, Dave. Portland High School Band. Let's hear it for them.
Don't they look great in their new uniform? Is fantastic. Over 110 strong, ladies and gentlemen. They do a great job. They march every year at the Big E, also for the Wolfcat games and so forth. Great job. Fantastic. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Portland High School Marching Band under the direction of Miss Kristen Novak. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Skipper Tom Signigalia, okay, the BSA Sea Scouts, ladies and gentlemen, and they're always looking for new members, okay, and if you wish to join the Sea Scouts, contact Tom and Skipper Tom because they do a great job, and they're great. How you doing, Nancy? Looking great, you know. Next, ladies and gentlemen, it's full time here on BSA. All righty. And next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Inner Circle Martial Arts Studio. And their sensei, Mr. Tom Pelton, is right up here. Todd, you want to say something about these guys? You guys are all amazing. Love them all. Fantastic. Awesome job. All right, sensei. Oh, we're going to break the board. Oh! That hurt. That going to leave a mark. Fantastic. Great job. And again, that's the Inner Circle Martial Arts Studio and Center. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Portland Unified Sports. We have the Portland Knights of Columbus. Let's hear it for our KFC Council number 7. Okay, they do a great job, buddy. Good job. Fantastic. All right. Excellent. Good job, Kenny. Fantastic. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to join the Knights of Columbus, they're always looking for new members. They got their car show that's coming up very shortly. Okay, and you got to come up and see that in honor of David Bordenero. That's going to be right up in the church parking lot. So great job. You're going to get some great cars. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have our Girl Scout troop, 60463. Yes, let's give it up for all the ladies and all the moms who do such a great job. Fantastic. And followed by none other than Troop 2, the Boy Scouts, okay? Mr. Mike Tierney. All righty, Michael, good job, buddy. All right, and that's the Troop 2 Boy Scouts, followed by our Troop 2 Cub Scouts. And there's there's the feeder system right there, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the farm team, if you would, of the Boy Scouts. Oh, yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, following the Boy Scouts, we have the Yukon Conan Acapella Choir. Hey guys, how are you? Hold on a second. Stop the truck here. Stop the truck. Here we go. Hey, I got a microphone right here.
trying to fake it. I don't mind saying it, I just can't make it. Well, I keep on thinking about you, sister, gold love hair supplies, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? Well, I've been one poor cornerstone. I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean it ain't been alone. Will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me? Will you love me just a little, just enough to show you care? Will I try to fake it? I don't mind saying I just can't make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Yukon Coleman A Cappella Choir. Great job, guys. Let's give it up for them. And they are sponsored by the American Legion Auxiliary, Ordnance Post number 69. And here comes this sexy lady here with the sharp Mustang. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Portland Fireworks Committee in honor of our veterans. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the pack here, Miss Sharon Hoy, who does such a great job. And all of the ladies who raise money for our fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. So if you haven't donated to the fireworks is totally sponsored by private donations. So please, they do a great job. It's going to be up at the high school this year, and they do a great job. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Greystone Retirement Home up on High Street. And there we go. How are you all? Miss Lucille Swanson and company. Great job, Lucille. I haven't seen you swing dancing lately. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Portland Little League and the T-Ball Instructional Minors Softball League. Hi, guys. How are you? Fantastic. Great job. Okay. And also, ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our moms and dads who get these kids out on the field getting an exercise and so forth. So fantastic. Yes. I think we have Mr. Carl Helming, ladies and gentlemen, and his 1931 Ford. Great job, Carl. I think it's purring like a kitten. Thank you for coming. Okay. Next we have Mr. John Gutley with his 1931 Ford. Okay. Fantastic. And that thing is humming. You can't even hear it run. Good gosh. Yeah, and the horn works. And next, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Portland Democrats. All righty. They do such a great job. And great job. Fantastic. And let me get out of the way this. And having a nice round of applause, Miss Karen Haxmeyer, ladies and gentlemen, our patriotic Yankee Doodle. Fantastic. And next, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our Portland Middle School marching band. Okay. Under the direction of Mrs. Ketterer. She does a great job. Fantastic. Fantastic. We have a lady voting. Where are you guys from? You're from Portland Beach. What's your horse's name? Hot dog. Okay, I got it right. Next, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we have our St. Shriners from Newington, Connecticut, and this is our first division, beginning our Division 4, and that's the St. Shriner banner, and also we have the sheets out there. Thank you guys for coming down every year. We appreciate it. What year is your 72? Oh, a 52. I was going to say, geez, you don't have to do emissions on that one. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And let's give it up for the Shriner Cycle Unit, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the Shriners run orthopedic burn units throughout the United States, and they raise a lot of money, okay? So children can play. If you've seen the Shriners commercials on TV, they do a phenomenal job, and it doesn't cost the kids a penny. So, you know, please, if you see them, donate to them. They do such a job. They support our parade every year, as many other parades. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next we have the Shriner Falls Alarmers. Okay. Okay, excellent. Great job, guys. Great job. Okay. So, Senator Needleman, how are you doing?
It is a great morning. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. You're getting down to the end of your first session. Okay, the session is going to be closing next week, correct?
A week and a half, yes. I'm very excited about the game coming up.
That's great. Thank you for all your hard work. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our magic carpets, ladies and gentlemen, the mounted sheets. Okay, they are here as they do every year. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. The mounted sheets. Give it up for the mounted sheets, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, the State Hospital, okay, they represent, okay, an annual buzz of 825 and a lot of zeros. Okay, then they run 19 orthopedic hospitals and 3 burn institutes throughout the United States, so they do just a great job, okay? All right, do you recognize anybody in this crew? Yeah, all right, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? Our Motor Patrol, let's give it up for our Motor Patrol. Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate you coming down every year. And their clubhouse, their temple is up on the Berlin Turnpike, okay, and right behind the driving range, okay, and again, this is Shredder Motor Patrol, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. How about a nice round of applause once again for there's Jack. I was wondering, Mr. Jack Sterry is in there, Portland Zone. Thank you, Jack. Okay. Fantastic. It's good to see you. All right. Next, ladies and gentlemen, part of the Cellar Savers, or now part of STANFA. This guy is near and dear to my heart, my brother John, who is part of the Cellar Savers, and his very poignant display, okay, that he brings every year to the Portland Memorial Day Parade. And again, all of our veterans, we certainly do appreciate, and a lot of our veterans gave all. Thank you, Brother John. And that engine is from the Chester Hose Company. And that's one of 5 that he has. So we call them the big boys with the big toys. All right, next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Portland Zone, ladies and gentlemen. And again, our Portland Volunteer Fire Department, as you know, our fire department, as many other towns in Connecticut, are totally volunteer. And if we had to pay to make a paid department, ladies and gentlemen, you wouldn't want to know what it would cost, ladies and gentlemen. And again, give it up for our Portland Volunteer Fire Department, okay? Chief Robert Shea is in there someplace, Deputy Chief, okay? Mr. Goff, okay, and our training officer, Mark Sweeney, and all of the officers. Thank you guys, great job, fantastic, beautiful. And they do such a great job, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of training hours that these gentlemen have to maintain every year, it is truly a dedication. Gentlemen and ladies, yes. And also, we can't forget, behind all of the great guys, ladies and gentlemen, the Portland Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary, okay? These guys, thanks Arlene, okay? Oh, fantastic, great job. And Danielle, all right, good job. And next, ladies and gentlemen, this engine is owned by Mr. Sal Tutti Petrozello. Okay, it was one of the original Macs, okay, and it's been totally restored, okay, and it is off-frame and it looks absolutely marvelous. And that's Mr. Tom Sankwitz in there driving him, okay, fantastic. And last but coming up, we have engine number 1 housed here right at the company firehouse live here on Middlesex Avenue, followed by the Gildersleeve engine number 2, okay, and that is up at Gildersleeve, Connecticut, and followed by our EMS people. And right behind me, our state representative is Christy Carpino. Hi, Christy.
Hi, Dave. Hi, everybody.
Are you having a good time?
Always,
Did the puppies survive coming down the street?
full disclosure, no heels.
No heels, good, smart choice. And next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Portland Fire Department's Ladder 1, okay, also housed here on Middlesex Avenue Extension, and they got them all primed up, and good to see you guys, fantastic. Hey there, how are you? Fantastic. And now we have our support vehicle, our EMS vehicle, the company, the Waverly Firehouse, otherwise known as the Speck on the Hill. And we have the biggest speck on the hill, Mr. Ray Pond in there, and he's been there a long time. And chauffeured by Mr. Kyle Salomon. All right, great job, guys. And last but not least, engine company number 3, housed up on Great Hill Mountain, up on Great Hill Road, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the only last remaining yellow fire engine in the fleet, so they stick to the yellow. All right. And last but not least, we have our EMS vehicle. I believe this one is emergency one, and that's housed here right in the and that's Mr. Mark D behind the wheel. And right behind that, we have the chief's vehicle. And again, by our Portland Police Department. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our Portland Fire Department, Portland Police, and the Portland EMS. That concludes our Memorial Day Parade, and we certainly want to thank you all for coming. And don't forget, the festivities continue up at Veterans Park behind the Town Hall, and you can go up there. Oh, sure. About time you wore your uniform, Dad. And again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Sergeant Dan Clark and his wife, Gary, for doing such a phenomenal show. Thank you, Dan.
There's a road runs through this town, tells a story